So, you guys, of course, hope you guys are well. I'm really not going to try to stay long because, of course, I want to come back and I'm going to be doing something. So, you guys, of course, I was sitting here thinking, as I always am, right? Like, day to day, I work with people. And shout out to y'all, honey. But I work with people day to day. And I hear so many stories and so much connection. And, a lot of manipulation take place within the spiritual community. Like, a lot of these spiritualists, they have, like, threatened some of these people into making payments to them, blackmail them. And this is why I go about doing things a certain way. I have a certain protocol that I do when it comes to doing work. And some people look at it as, I'm doing too much, but I'm actually not doing enough. Okay, if that makes sense. And then on top of that, I think that it's going to protect, you and I in the future, because they're always brewing, they're always coming up with things, and you just don't know how things are going to play out in the future. And so you move smartly. What they say, better safe than never, right? So I don't know if you guys remember this, but there was like a period from like 2015 to 2020, because I want to say like 2018, 2019, I started kind of disconnecting from the spiritual community. Like, I really stopped caring about, other spiritualists and spiritual providers, because I started to see a lot of gimmick, a lot of spiritual entertainment and not spiritual enlightenment. And I'm thinking to myself, it is our responsibility to lead people, right? If you are moved by the spirit, whether you believe in a good one or a bad one, you're supposed to lead people into some type of salvation, right? And salvation is soothing over, calming down, and ultimately finding oneself. And a lot of times in that process, as you guys have seen recently, a lot of these people start denouncing spirituality. And it's not because they don't believe in magic, the Dorian virtues, and, so forth and so forth. It's not that they don't believe in magic and that it's all been, a fairy tale story for them. It's just that they were misled. They were taught by manipulators, people who really had no type of spiritual background, right? And so it left these people in some type of state of confusion. I mean, they started to realize during their salvational period that this is not what they wanted. Now they are denouncing it. And of course, energy is energy. So regardless of where you are at, regardless of what path you take, the energy that you are will always meet you and find you. And unfortunately, some people have actually met their demise, as you've also seen in recent years, from doing things that, are not really connecting to or vibrating with their spirit. So something that always bothered me, y'all, like I said, between 2015 and 2020, I would say 2019, you had a lot of chronic drug users. And of course, a lot of these people were doing more than just marijuana, but they were using marijuana as a way to kind of get people into doing stupid shit. Because whether you know this or not, alcohol and drugs, because sometimes people want to, make it seem like drugs are worse than alcohol, and they kind of go hand in hand. Alcohol and drugs have the ability to affect major parts of your body, right? Your vital organs, like your liver, your stomach, your, large and small intestines, your bladder, right? And of course, ultimately it goes into your brain because everything is connected. You have tubes, so-called, veins and nerves and all these good things that connect from, all your organs to your brain, even going into enzymes, endorphins, dopamines and all this other good stuff, even the production of serotonin and even melatonin. These things are affected by drugs and alcohol. So what kind of disgusted me, you guys, during this period was that a lot of these so-called advanced spiritualists, a lot of these so-called mama figures who didn't have a mama, by the way, um, bitch, shots fired, but didn't have no mama, didn't feel loved, didn't get respected, didn't get accepted, and they took on this role on YouTube as people mamas. And instead of them telling these people that these things, drugs and alcohol, affects your decision making abilities, it affects your emotional responses, it affects your memory. And that's why I think a lot of people who abuse drugs and alcohol are ultimately, liars, pathological liars. They're obsessive compulsive with their lies. They make shit up, fake story tales, whatever. They're always trapped in some type of bubble of something. And so as a spiritual practitioner, as somebody who is a leader, as somebody who, because we could segue over into, and I always call a spade a motherfucking spade, girl. Okay. I find it very disturbing that a lot of these so-called Black leaders care about the progression and the elevation of Black Americans as a whole. But instead of giving you the tools and instead of giving you the advice, because we were talking about sellouts the other day, and this is a sellout situation. We're going to be talking about selling out situations just lightly. Because these people have these roles of conscious leaders, witch leaders. I'm the mama. I'm this, I'm that girl. I mean, some girl was even very territorial over being called mama. Well, this bitch sounded like I was trying to be like her. And I'm like, girl, you will be the last of the last that I'll try to be like. Because I don't really fancy, ignorant ass people. Okay. And so either way, instead of they're telling people there's better things you could do, going even into magic. There are magical techniques, there are magical practices like yoga. Okay, just to throw out there, that you can do that will release endorphins, that will release the same feelings because you're smoking and drinking to feel good about something, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. You're smoking and drinking to feel good about something. You're smoking and drinking to escape something, right? These things, walking, it's another thing. Going for a walk, it increases, circulation throughout the body. It cleanses your blood. It, produces more cells. It gets your cells excited. Just things like this will give you the exact same feeling, not better than smoking. And so it just kind of gags me and kind of, pissed me the fuck off, if you want to be honest. Because I felt like it was them versus me. To have you all thinking ganja magic and shit. And people are actually practicing this shit. Girl, ganja magic. Then over thinking that they're actually doing shit. And it's like, girl, do you not know the effects of marijuana on the brain? Do you not know the effects of any type of chemical? Because we can go into tonics and, natural medicines. If you guys don't know, I take my natural medicines when it comes to allergies and all that good stuff. I'm about to actually pop my sinus one right now. But it has all these like belladonna, that's been watered down. And, they call it shaken. They shake it up, dilute it, and now your body, it actually benefits your body. But even going into that, right? That is still diluted, cut down, and so it has the ability to help as well as the ability to destroy. Same thing with alcohol, right? You can also use these tonics and these magical things to elevate your energy, but you do not have to consume them, right? If the environment affects you and you affect your environment, I mean, I'm just kind of throwing this out here. I wouldn't necessarily want to be consuming any of this stuff, but why not maybe like grow a plant and like rub yourself on this plant or something? You know what I mean? Why, what was that lady doing with the Arnica Montana? What was she doing over there with the stinging nettles? Y'all gotta look these videos up too. Like years ago, this lady had like arthritis, her joints was extremely inflamed. And I'm always big on diet, honey. If your diet is right, your body knows how to respond to certain things like pain, which is inflammation. And so this lady is sitting here rubbing on stinging nettles, and she's healing or at least reducing the pain to almost none at all by every day rubbing stinging nettles all over her body. And so the body is consuming this because of course, it's in her environment, but the skin is also the largest organ that we have. And so it's absorbing through the skin and it's actually going where it needs to go because the body knows what to do. Just like garlic, just like anything, if there's any type of element in your body that's not, that's off, any type of imbalance of the body, you could just apply it on your skin and the body knows where to send it to. Oh, come on in here, God. Oh, God, we're so thankful for that. We're so thankful for the knowledge of how herbs and plants and crystals work. And so, of course, we're not burning these things because, of course, I believe personally, if crack, can we just talk for a minute? If crack was introduced to the Black culture in the 1990s and the late 1980s, which I feel like it was before that, but that's not my business, why would they not want to introduce other shit to so-called Black folks to fuck them up and keep them from progressing? So I'm peeping game and I'm seeing this with these spiritual leaders that are pro-Black, dashikis out, dreadlocks out, talking about their Rastafarian mama, sister, daddy, auntie, uncle, brother do it. And I told y'all before, Jamaica and a lot of the Caribbean islands are influenced by Caucasian Americans. They are influenced by Europeans, honey, not Caucasian Americans, European. Okay? Do your history on Jamaica and the practice of them. I love Jamaican people, honey. We love Spice. Girl, she's a queen of dancehall, girl. She outdo all these other people, all these other girls, including, the male dancehall people, in my opinion. But going into spiritual practices and even culture-wise, they have very heavy influences of Europeans. And so even going into their folklore and the mythical practices are connected to places like Ireland. And of course, I'm Irish blood, honey. So we're not definitely putting down the Irish people. I'm just saying, girl. But then these people come out as Black Americans and they're like, we want our Black people to progress. They're sitting here giving shout out to Claude Anderson and shit, who honestly don't give a fuck about whether Black people succeed or motherfucking fail. Okay, in my honest opinion, because collectively a whole, if I cared about Black people succeeding, I'm going to care about every Black person because everybody have their motherfucking role. I'm going to care about the gays. I'm going to care about the fats. I'm going to care about the uglies. I'm going to care about everybody. We're not going to sit here and separate and say, oh, go for the gays, go for the immigrants. But I want my Black people to excel because at the end of the day, a lot of these immigrants are Black people. And that's the gag of it all. A lot of these Americans are so uneducated, and maybe it's the drugs. I don't know, because it does affect your decision making and a lot of brain, development and processing, right? A lot of psychological processing of things. So it does affect that. But they are so out of it that they think that immigration means Mexican only. Girl, not Peruvian, not Chilean, not Argentinian, girl, not Costa Rican. Girl, not Salvadorian, girl. They think it's Mexican. They don't think it's the Haitians. They don't think it's the Africans. They don't think it's any of that. They just go straight into Mexican. Oh, we're going to call ICE on you. The fuck? And the person that you think is Black, because I've been corrected several times. People that were so Americanized Black people, you're thinking they're African American. Coming to find out, they're first generation African, where I'm like, what the fuck? Like, they don't look at, like, girl, you're thinking like, okay, like, whoa, this person could relate to the struggle of the average African American. They have a history of being Black in America. And in reality, girl, they barely moved here in fucking 9, 10, well, at this point, we're not, some people met, they were like 17. So they moved here when they were little. Some was even born here, but it was like, girl, what? Like, I would have never thought that. And so a lot of people be thinking, because people out here talking about Black, that they Black American, and they not. And so I think there's a lot of reset. I feel like there's a lot of, people are out there trying to prevent or look for the what am I looking for? The declination of Black people succeeding as a whole. And of course, even going into drugs and stuff, y'all, of course, they said that, a lot of people pass away of drug overdoses in America. A lot of people. And it increases every year. And it was saying like between 2022 and 2023, the number one people that were dying from drug overdoses, of course, were Native Americans and Alaskan Natives, because a lot of people know Alaska is very big on drugs. I told y'all the story about some tea, how it directly affected me and my family. And, one of my cousins who I loved dearly up until that point, and we don't talk anymore. I don't really care for her because her spirit is nasty. Her spirit is heavy and disgusting. Her spirit is disturbing. Okay. And I kind of see her as a predator, right? Because I'm kind of thinking too, is this bitch helped move something or someone, and that's it. That's how I'm gonna keep it at. Because we ain't gonna be dry snitching, bitch. Her karma's coming just like everybody's getting their motherfucking karma. You can't run from the Most High, baby. You can't run from the light, bitch. And that's a fact. That's why you have to live with good intentions every day. Yes, we make mistakes as humans, but we have to still have the intention to do good for ourselves first and foremost, and to do good for other people. And so either way, a lot is with a lot. But y'all, next to the Native Americans and the Native Alaskans, there are Black Americans. It says Black non-Hispanic are the second that are dying from drug overdoses in America, y'all. And I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, like, these people be tapping in. These people that are like pro, magic and drugs, they be tapping into like celebrity readings. They be doing readings on, what Cardi B got going on. They be Googling, what P. Diddy got going on. They be so into the news, right? And it's funny, but it's sad. I'm kind of doing like dupe and delight right now, bitch, where I'm like smiling, but I'm really not smiling. They can look up all this shit that doesn't really motherfucking matter. Because Cardi B's money ain't gonna pay your motherfucking bills. Cardi B ain't giving none of y'all none of that money. Okay, sorry. P. Diddy, you're not getting none of that money, y'all. Y'all not getting none of that. Y'all was never gonna get invited to a party any motherfucking way, so why does it even fucking matter? Girl, a lot of y'all worried about what P. Diddy got going on when your daddy is also just like fucking P. Diddy. Your uncle's just like motherfucking P. Diddy. Girl, I was watching a spiritualist a couple of weeks ago, and she said out of her own mouth that her daddy was a pedophile. That her daddy was touching on her cousins and her aunties. And then it came from his father. And that's how I get down. But we're talking about P. Diddy, and we talk about all this other shit, but nobody's calling out their mama or their daddy. Because your mamas be motherfucking pedophiles too, because they be enabling the bullshit. They be enabling the trifling ass shit. And then y'all wonder why your ancestor lines and your genetics is fucked up and you're having a lot of bad issues. It's not the white man. Trust me when I tell you that. It has a lot to do with your responsibilities and your accountabilities for resolving your motherfucking trauma. And drugs is not going to help you to resolve your trauma. It's not. Drugs, alcohol, sleeping around, it's not going to help you dissolve or resolve your motherfucking trauma. So I watched these people throughout these years, black. I'm pro-black. And to me, it was giving props. It was giving me gimmicks, especially when they're out here wearing, dashikis and shit. I'm like, you never been to Africa. Never here wearing ilekis and shit. You never been to the Caribbeans, girl. Allegedly, a lot of them, they want to be Jamaican so bad, girl. I'm Jamaican. Like, they be giving me Miss Cleo shit. Like, girl, according to my history, girl, you've been in the South since the 1800s. So when did y'all come from Jamaica? We would love a story time of how your parents got, or how your great-great-great-great-grandparents, well, no, because you're born in the 40s and the 50s and the 60s. Yet I'll be about 2 or 3 generations back. We would love to know how they segued their butt over here to the South. We want to hear that storyline. But yeah, I wear these beads, and not Lakis, oh my God. But I wear these beads, I wear these stones, I'm Rastafarian, and they never been over there to Jamaica. They don't know what it's like to have their feet on the sands. They don't know what it's like to drink raw coconut water. Take that machete and pop that damn coconut open and suck that water out. They don't know what it's like to eat the coconut meat. All they know is just the South Americas, the coastals of the southern states. That's all they know. And so either way, it just, like I said, I always seen it as props. But I was like, if y'all really care for these black folks, wouldn't you be teaching one to do better? Wouldn't you be out here telling these people to better their lives? You guys, you don't need marijuana to become magically advanced. Yeah, back in the day when they wanted to control you, when we had an occult type of teaching, when we had people trying to manipulate and control certain people, they gave people drugs because if y'all believe American history correctly, or if you remember, not believe, but if you remember American history correctly and you believe it to be true, because a lot of you do, right? A lot of you believe in, enslaved American stuff, so you know this to be true. They were actually introducing new chemicals and new things because a lot of people are like, how did these colonizers come in? And I really do believe that the people who colonized these countries were not only white Europeans, by the way. I don't believe that. I think there was more to it, right? I think that they anyway, I won't get into that because it gets very deep. So either way, I feel like these colonizers introduce new chemicals because if you've never consumed a certain food, if you've never been in a certain environment, you guys, it takes your body some time to become acclimated to that environment. Allergies is one good example. If you've never been in an environment, you never could have had it, allergies or any type of thing like that. You move to a certain part of the world, all of a sudden you start getting allergies stuff. It's your body responding to the new environment, right? And sometimes it can become deadly. Because sometimes your organs start shutting down and shit. And, people have passed away from shit like that or near-death experiences. So the same thing with that. These people were giving these, natives to their lands all across the world, certain substances, certain tonics that they were immune and used to because they grew up with it. They grew up around it. But they were giving these people these things to make them weak. And that's how they were able to take over. And of course, they went to the leader first because follow the leader, right? The chiefs, the leaders were the ones that had to be convinced first. And once they got convinced, then the people followed. And that's how they got them. So now here we are in 2020 motherfucking 5. We'll say the 2020s. And people are doing the exact same thing. Y'all get high. Y'all get on that marijuana. Y'all smoke some of that mota. Y'all smoke some of that purple kush, that peach lemonade. Girl, and that'd be another thing too. I'm like, girl, and they be trying to entice these kids with cookies and shit. Ain't no grown ass adult excited about smoking no marijuana because they call it chocolate chip strawberry shortcake. That sounds enticing to the kids, but y'all want to sit here and try to tell me that y'all concerned for the motherfucking children. Y'all be trying to convince people that have a brain to fucking think, a mouth to fucking talk, and ears to fucking listen, that you care about the kids and you care about the black people as a whole, but yet you want to see them stay up and fuck the bad situations. You want to keep them high on drugs and shit so they're not able to make good decisions. And that's what it comes down to. And a lot of these people, they know that. A lot of these people purposefully and purposely manipulate these weak people who are trauma driven into thinking that, get high, we got a new form of magic called marijuana, ganja, cannabis, this, cannabis. And it's like, girl, because while they're under your control, first of all, it's about being related, right? Being able to connect with people, being relatable. So now you're like, well, if most Americans, especially black in America, are drug addicted, what better way than to connect with them and to bring them on as clients? Because I tell you, I don't really give a fuck about it. Baby, I'm not here to bond with you with your trauma. I'm here to kind of help, if I can, be of an assistance to you to get up out of that, to break generational curses like I have, to change the family's bloodline, to level it up in a physical sense, in a spiritual sense, in a mental sense. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here to bond with you because you potentially have $50K for me a month to set me up. To set me up to be good. Bitch, that's called scamming. To act like I'm down with that, to be cool with that, when in reality, I know that it's hurting you, and then it's hurting me as well because collectively they all view us the same. Collectively, they see a person who looked like me out in public acting a goddamn fool. Guess what they thinking? They're not thinking, oh, that's only her. Oh, that's only that person. They're saying, oh, this is how they all act. And then guess what? It affects us all on a larger scale because we're not making the right decisions, because we cannot function mentally. And yes, people are going to say, well, white people be on drugs too. Everybody else be on drugs. Yeah, but they don't have no problems, right? They're the ones that still get the bank loans, right? Let y'all say it. They get the bank loans still. They get the car loans still. They get approved for the bank, all this other. Girl, they get forgiven for their PPP loans, right? Let y'all say it. They walk down the street, they walk in, they get a house before you get a house, right? Let you say it, right? Let y'all say. That's what y'all say. That's not what I say. So you are more scrutinized. You are more ostracized. You are more looked upon. They have a magnifying glass on your motherfucking ass, bitch. You blink with your left eye. They think everybody that look like you blink with their fucking left eye. Girl, you about to slap somebody. Girl, you may not listen. You may not even about to slap nobody. Girl, you might just raise up your left hand. You might even be walking while you're brown, have your hands in your pocket, and a person will be like, oh, well, I had an experience before with a woman that looked just like this or a man that looked like this that were brown. They went in their pocket, they pull something out, and all of a sudden they're ducking for cover. Or they call the police on your ass, and now the police is saying, is everything okay? You look a little suspicious here. And you're like, what's going on? It's because I'm black. And they're like, yeah, I was racially profiled. No, you was not racially profiled by the police, girl. One of these people saw your ass because they had an experience with somebody that looked like you, and they assumed that you always like that. And I know this to be true because I like to talk to people. Of course, I don't randomly come up and talk, but I've had conversations with random strangers, and a lot of them had kind of like gagged me where they're like, I would have never had a conversation with a black person. Something is different about you. Like, oh, this is interesting. Or better yet, even a better one. You know, somebody who so-called said their parents are racist. Oh, my parents don't really care for colored people. They don't care for Hispanic, Asian, blacks, or any of it. They don't care for none of that. So just so you know, be on guard. And of course, if they get a little disrespectful, we'll leave. I'm like, well, I'm not afraid of that just as long as they don't put their hands on me. Because you know, oh, that, I won't let that happen. Well, just in case, I'm letting you know. You'll get got, daddy will get got, mommy will get got, and the dogs will get got too. And I love the dogs, but they'll get got as well, bitch. Everybody get fucked up because it is about me defending myself. But first time I'm coming in a situation, and the first thing I'm going to claim is trans panic. I'm going to say I was a transsexual and y'all wanted me. They all decided to try to pull off my clothes, Your Honor. They're all trying to sex me down. The daddy started first. Bitch, I was ready for that story. Y'all, I get inside of this place, and the dad had this look on him, and I guess he didn't know that I already knew the tea. Like, I was already prepped on this man tea, and eventually, like, y'all, immediately we start going into, you know, how are you and what do you do? And, you know, what are you and what do you do? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm getting into, yeah. And I'm like, okay, if he talk about anything political, I'm not going to be down with that because I don't get into, you know, politics and religious views in person. And so either way, we went from this to that, to that, to that. Y'all, before you know it, me and this father, who supposedly is the head racist, because the mama wasn't really racist. The mom became racist because dad was racist. Girl was like, you're really a cool black woman. Like, I've never would have thought that I would be sitting here talking with someone like you. And you know, I was told what he was before I got there, but in that moment, y'all, I wasn't thinking I was conversing with a racist. I was conversing with a man who doesn't really care for colored people. I was conversing with a man who had his mind frame of that black people are dirty people and that they smell. Like, I was not in that energy while we were conversing. And that's why I say I like to break down barriers. This is not a proclamation. This is not me saying that. This is what people have said back to me. People who have never have seen gay people or trans people a certain way see me a certain way. People who will never let a trans person in a motherfucking house, at a motherfucking table, around a motherfucking kiss, have allowed me to be there. So at the end of the day, I know that it's all about educating people on things because a lot of people lack something and they use their lacking of something to hate and to be a perpetrator of certain energy. And that's what it comes down to. So when you are traumatized and you're not trying to get help, or what we call trauma driven, and of course there's other words for it, but I'm going to call it trauma driven. You're not trying to get the help for your trauma. So now you're looking for any and everybody who has something against people that look like you. And now you want to fight them too. So now it's fuck you, pig, fuck you this and fuck you that. Because you hear or you have heard that these people don't like you. Instead of saying, well, maybe they don't have a problem with me. Maybe they have been introduced to the wrong people who represents me. And so that's what it comes back into these Black conscious people that are spiritually, inclined allegedly, that are spiritually powered, that is healed, right? Out here teaching. I keep telling you, a lot of these Black people that are so-called conscious people are taught by white people. They have white leaders. A lot of these people are connected. That's how they all do collaborations. You won't see me on a lot of their shit doing collaborations with them, honey. You won't ever see me doing interviews with most of them. Bitch, even in my prime on here, girl, when I was on here a lot, girl, a lot of them wouldn't let me in because, bitch, I'm not a part of that society. I'm not a sellout. You're not going to sit here and try to convince me, oh, girl, you're part of the LGBT community. We can get your hands on you. You can turn out these people. Bitch, what? My afterlife is way more important than acquiring or obtaining any type of level of success in the physical life. My afterlife fame, my after this whole experience, livelihoods, if you want to call it, existence, level of existence is far more important than to spend my 100 and something years on here trying to convince people who do not know better that this is the right way when I know it's not. You will answer to everything that you do in this life and the life after. And some people have been lucky, but not so lucky to pass by it, to skim through it, to do fuck the bad shit and pass away and not have nothing happen to them in the end of their life. But guess what? Justice is still motherfucking coming. Because see, that's what a lot of these weirdo people, these weird ass pedophilic, shiesty ass people. Oh, I don't believe in the afterlife. A lot of these people, a lot of your favorite celebrities who are so-called atheists, you got to watch how to use these words. Oh, I don't believe in the afterlife. I just believe when you die and we're done. A lot of them say that because they're afraid of what to face when this is over. They're afraid of what they have to face when this is all over. And so this is what keeps their mind sane. This was allowed them to continue to harm and abuse innocent people. And this is what it comes down to. Oh, I don't believe in karma. Because if karma is real, they'll get these presidents together and blah, 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 blah. If that helps you sleep at night from the fucked up shit that you've done and the shit that you plan on doing, so be it. Who am I? I'm another squirrel trying to get in that too. As they would say back in the day. But, honey, that's what it comes down to. I really want to see people elevate. That's why I came here to Offer Services, John. We talk about this many times. I'm a quick learner. I love learning about different things and different people. If it was really about money for me and I came here because it's like, oh, this is a good hustle, a great hustle. Girl, I could go through a 9-month program. I get some type of certification. Because a lot of careers does not require a license and all that good stuff. Some of them require you to take a course, take a state exam, you pass, and now you can work in that field. Sometimes you could befriend people who are already in that field, kind of be their apprentice, and now you're making the same amount of money, if not more, than the people who actually went to school to get a degree to do. Because of course, when you own your own business, you could determine what your requirements are when it comes to hiring people. And so either way, I would do that if it was really about leveling up. I would do that if it was about the money is not there and I need some quick fix. Even going into being an escort in the past, people are kind of using it as a way to thought of, oh, I would let no escort, blah, 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 do anything for me. I would let no scammer do anything for me. I would let nobody who claimed to be spiritually awakened and their whole life has been a joke. Catch that tea. I would far rather, maybe because I'm in that energy, I would far rather a bitch who has her own, who knows her own, who knows how to use what she had to get what she want with harm to none. Because the bitch wasn't a Cardi B. Hello? A bitch wasn't a Cardi B. And people who I don't like, people who I used to be friend and we're not friends no more, could vouch for that. I'm not into scamming. I'm not into cheating. Bitch, we're talking about 50K. We're talking about a lot of money was on the line. And I was not for that. I was like, no, if they don't got it for me, they don't have it for me. That's my favorite saying when it comes down to getting money. If they don't got it for me, they don't got it for me. Bitch, if they don't got it for us, it's my time to go. I'm not about to sit here and beg. I'm not going to I'm not going to pull a scandal. I'm not going to scam. I'm not going to fucking swindle, bitch. I'm not going to fuck with none of that. Girl, I'm not going to square the fuck up, rob. Girl, to get it? To get it, girl? Is that fulfilling? Would that be fulfilling to know that I took food out of another person's mouth or off their table to make sure that I was eating? When I know that collectively that one hand feeds another hand? Make it make sense. When I know that I'm so intelligent, when I know that I'm so powerful, right? And of course I'm speaking in third person because I'm not saying that about myself, but I'm saying that's what these people give an illusion of. You know, I'm so intelligent. My great grandmother was in this. I learned from her, so I know some ancient ass shit. But yet my history is nothing but prison time and defrauding the government. You do a background check on me, girl. You know, I'm 52 now, but from 40 at 42, that's when I was fighting with this one transgender. And literally, I've been in jail since 1990 motherfucking one. So my first criminal offense, bitch, I was a teenager. And then it was out for 2 years. And I'm going back in, then out for 2 years. But yet I'm a high priestess. But yet I got the power. But yet I'm about to show this trans nigga that I got the power to fuck his life up. That's the type of shit I be seeing. Where I'm like, yeah, it's the drugs that got y'all thinking that y'all these ones and these twos and these threes. It be the drugs that be having y'all thinking that y'all be powerful and shit. It be the trauma that be stopping y'all from excelling. And this is exactly why collectively certain groups of people in America is not making it. Nobody's holding these people accountable for the shit that they teach. Nobody's holding these people accountable for having these followings, but not teaching these followings the basic necessities for surviving the world as a minority. We're all witches until real life hits us, right? We're all magi, sorceress, enchantress, seductresses until the shit is needed to be fucking seduced. Okay? We all got all these powers until when the shit come knocking on our own motherfucking door. Now we don't know what we gotta do. Oh, y'all, life was lifing. But wasn't you doing working on that 6-7 years ago to prevent this from happening? Wasn't you doing a whole big ass presentation on how powerful you were? And this bitch over there in California don't know shit because she wasn't born in it. But I was born in it. That means you should be up there, sis. You should be making it. You should be paying taxes too. You should be owning your shit too. You should be having good credit too. You should have no criminal record neither because, bitch, the spirits that are with you have always been with you. They've been with you before you came into this world. So if you were really that 1, that 2, that 3, that 4, and even that 7, they would have always guided you. You would have made some mistakes to help you grow, but they would have soothed over that fall. They would have caught you before you hit complete rock bottom. But as somebody who is, a king or a queen in the spiritual hierarchy of things, someone who is so powerful and it's in the blood, I mean, I'm even thinking about that right now. How would that make you feel as someone who is perfectly sane, perfectly, and no one's really 100% sane, but for their terms, completely sane, emotionally balanced, you're at peace with your life, you're content. How would it feel To have known that your ancestors have been through a lot of things to get you here. They fought through a lot of things. They weathered out the storms, literally. Some of them slept outside in teepees. Some of them fought off wild bears and wolves. Some of them fought off lions and tigers to make sure that you got here when you got here. How would that make you feel to know all these things as a sane person, right? You know, because everybody acting like they sane and shit, and, you know, mentally, emotionally balanced. To know these things, to be here, and then when you get here, you do everything in your power, which is called sabotaging, to make sure you do not continue this bloodline to be great at this bloodline, you're doing everything in your power to make sure that you are not fulfilling the dreams of your ancestors. And it even goes into a lot of this too, and I said this before and I would continue to say this. I don't think that skin folks are kin folks. I think that a lot of black people don't really care about black people, and they pose like they're black people, and they pose like they love black people because there's money involved. Because at the end of the day, you wouldn't kill black babies if you cared about black people. You wouldn't be for the prosecution of other black people if you cared about black people. You wouldn't be for the hate and demise of other black people. You're for black people, no matter how nasty it gets. Because we could talk about this, and we talk about this over and over again. I myself, as an LGBT person, don't really care for a lot of LGBT people. But I would never intentionally go to the police or go to any type of group to intentionally put these people in harm's way. Because I know that it's each one teach one. And I know that ultimately, although I have my own personal issues with these people, that it does not look good from the outside looking in. And it's not about me caring what other people think, but it's because I'm also part of representation. So they're looking at the dog who carries it as the dog who fucking brings it. So they're like, wait a minute, if this bitch have a problem with these people, what is it about this bitch does this bitch also have a problem with? Or these other people have a problem with? So now let's have a problem with all of them. And now I'm piggybacking off their energy. They're piggybacking off my energy. And now they all getting fucked up. And I'm also included in that fucked up, you know, mization that's taking place. And so that's what it comes down for me. You've had spiritual advisors. Proof has been sent over. And see, that's what I'm telling y'all. I talk a lot, y'all, but I keep a lot of secrets. Call me the secret keeper. I love having secrets on people. Every now and then I throw little jabs out to let people know that I got your number. I let people know that I'm that one, that two, that three, the four, five, six, seven, and eight, and nobody had to come and bring it to me. The spirits brought it to me, while hoes out here acting like spirit brought them people's hair and skin and nails and panties and shit. Girl, spirits brought me your motherfucking shit. And a lot of times spirits come through other people that have nothing to do with your situation. And they're like, well, you know, and you're like, wait, what? And then you start looking up and you're like, what? So I get the tea on people. Like I said, I love keeping secrets on people. I love having secrets of people. I sure do. That's how I tell people, girl, if you want to be my enemy, girl, you better choose very lightly. Girl, you better pick that. You better choose that. You better choose that very lightly. And that's not a threat. Because I usually use what you already have, what you already got going to get you motherfucking together. Bitch, I don't show up. Girl, I got a lot to motherfucking lose, but that's not what I do. Okay? But just to know that we know. So like I said, I love having secrets on people. And like I said, if I wanted to really be messy and I wanted to talk about things and really fuck people up, a lot of your YouTube spiritualists that you once liked and even some of you still like now wouldn't be here right now. Because there's a lot of statutes of limitations that are unlimited. That although we've met the statutes of limitations on those situations, they can still be resurrected because they can be things can be added on to that. Because the record is your record unless you get it expunged. And even then it's still available for the judge presiding over cases to pull up. And so either way, y'all, a few of your spiritual advisors were out here threatening innocent people with calling child protective services on them, reaching out to the men that they were getting work done on. Just a lot of crazy shit. One lady was on a disabled woman, and they had this woman scared. Girl, she deleted all the apps. She texted me out the blue and was like, you know what? I think you're a cool person, but I can no longer talk to you because I feel like these people tap my phone. Like this bitch have these people thinking, this person, right? This person in particular, and she work in a group of people as well, had this lady thinking that they had the ability to tap lines of shit just to fucking defraud people to get money. Oh, girl, you better give me my motherfucking money, because if not, it's gonna be hell to pay. And this lady is afraid. This lady is disabled. And girl, it's some fucked up ass shit, y'all. It's some fucked up ass shit. And of course, I could be like, hey, let me report this. But the victim ain't trying to report it, so bitch, it ain't my business. But I got the information. I sure do. And even when I told the woman, you need to reach out and you need to report that shit because, they criminals anyway, girl. They got a lengthy fucking report criminal record. And she's like, yeah, but they know my address. They know my baby's father's name. They know my mama's name. They know. And I'm like, see, this is why you got to be very, very smart. You got to be very smart. And even one of their little followers was like trying to say, when we were talking about it years ago, about criminals, and they're like, well, criminals are criminals because you're a prostitute. Outside of me saying, even if I was say I was a prostitute, is there any public record to prove I was a prostitute? Can you pull up and we could give the dead name, we could give the current name? Girl, there's no criminal record, baby. Hello? That's how I was able to pass my FBI background check, which I have to do, by the way, every 2 years. Mind your business. Every 2 years. Mind your business. I just did mine last summer. Hello. Mind your business. So like I said, girl, there's no criminal record. Bitch. There's no criminal record. But like I said, they use it and they manipulate people, and like I said, they be having people, you also did some shit too. No, girl. No, girl. Technically, I was a sexologist. Technically, I was a sex therapist, technically, because we discussed a lot of fantasies, girl, but I wasn't out here doing things, okay? Technically. But we can call people scammers because they got criminal records of scammers. We got screenshots of criminal record to prove it. If I ever call somebody a scammer, I'm not going to say allegedly because I got proof. I got proof, girl. Ain't no alleged, girl. Take me to court. You're a scammer. A lot of them are. We got their criminal records, girl. We got their court cases, the judge that preside over the fucking case, the penal codes and shit, what county they were arrested in. We got all that. Their mug shots, social security numbers. The fuck? So that's how we do. But like I said, I'd rather keep it unless I need to use it. Now, you want to try me? Let's try each other together. We tried it the street way. Now let's take it to the white man. Let's do that. We tried the street way. The street way was, girl, mind your business. I mind my business. I stay on this side of the road. You stay on that side of the road. You tried to cross the street. When you crossed the street, you thought you were about to come up and sucker punch me, and you got hit down with a motherfucking crowbar. And a crowbar is not, that's metaphorically for something. That's not a physical thing. That's metaphorically for something. So you got hit by that fucking crowbar. You still got back up, and you said, oh, this ain't enough. So fuck the dumb shit. The police is getting called. You called them, not me. Public record. You called the police, not me. You called the police. The police getting called, bitch. We all get locked up. We all going to court, and I'm definitely pulling it all up. Your Honor, this is what happened in motherfucking 1991, 1995, 1993, 1997, 1998, 1999, and the latest motherfucking crime was 2019. And one day was 2017. Robin, she was getting hot with me, girl. She just found bankruptcy and just got fucking released out of jail. She was on parole and probation while she on YouTube talking about she committed crimes and shit. Idiot. Just stupid. It's dumb, girl. Then try to say that ain't my name, girl. She had people talking about her name was Cromwell and shit. Girl, bye. The bitch name was not no fucking Cromwell, girl. It's a T, a V, a D, a Lee, a T. What was it? Fucking G. Girl, she had aliases. Girl, bye. We got that whole fucking 2-page of criminal record. The fuck out of here, girl. I'm that one, like I said. But it's about elevating the people as whole. It's about elevating and becoming better. Magic is pure. Magic is innocence. And a lot of these people regret the things they've done. And that's why they get into abusing children and innocent people. and they pull the energy from these people because they fucked up their own. Drugs, alcohol, or any type of other substances does nothing but block your gifts. It does nothing but block your creativity. This is why a lot of you feel like you're in a stuck place. I have writer's block. I feel like I can't think of things. I don't know if my spell is working. I'm not feeling anything. This is those drugs shutting down your fucking senses. Dealing with the mind, the brain, two different things. The soul, the spirit, two different things. And of course, ultimately the physical body. So you're sitting here making poor decisions. You're sitting here and can't decide if you want to be with him, not be with him. You're sitting here trying to decide if you should run up and do this or run up and do that. But it's the drugs. So of course we can't hold you accountable or responsible because it's not you, it's the drugs. I always say this, how I continue to say this. Baby, I'm not for trauma bonding. I come off harsh on here. Anybody could tell you, I come off harsh on here. When we talk privately, I'm a whole nother person. And it's not an intentional thing. I just know how to approach energies and situations. People, I'm on here cussing people out, bitch, and you bet not. And then someone, call my phone and then I end up doing what I said I wasn't going to do. And I'm like, fuck. I said I wasn't going to do that. But of course, this is what it's like when you are a healer, when you have maternal instincts, when you are naturally someone who are here to help people, you start to let go of programs and ideas that you have for these people, and you allow them to tell you what they need, and you address what they actually need. And a lot of times people will want something, and of course I would tell them, yeah, this is what you want, but this is not, spirit is saying this is not going to work out. And of course, if you, go against it, girl, you have to pay for the consequences and repercussions of that. But I will let you know. But I will, like I say, tap in, give you what I feel, what spirit is telling me you fucking need. And we're going to get into that. And of course, like I said, the approach is very, direct, but yet soft and simple. Now, of course, if you're like, I need tough love, then of course we could be that tough love. Right, and of course I'm not gonna call you out your name because that's not tough love. That's just called disre motherfucking spectful, okay? Disre motherfucking spectful, baby. You're not giving tough love when you call a bitch a skank or you call anybody out their motherfucking name. You're being disrespectful. Like I said, for me, baby, we'll laugh it up, kiki, ha 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 ha, but we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty of it. And a lot of times I feel like I be tapping into people's mamas and shit. Girl, we be sitting here talking. They don't even be trying to do readings. We be doing consultations. And I be feeling like I'm coming at them from a different approach. Because, after we're done with the session, I'm sitting here looking back and I'm like, why was I talking like that? I don't use words like sweetie, honey, and baby. I don't talk like that. Why was I using shit like that? But whatever. And maybe spirit is like, listen, at that point, that person needed that. They needed that type of comfort. And so that's what we're here for. Elevating others, getting people where they need to get to, whether you're gay, straight, black, white, baby, everybody is in the same fucking fight. Don't let them. And I always go back to this, y'all. And I think I'm going to end it with this. The American allegiance is something that I've always loved doing. Like I used to lead, classrooms, I even did the intercom several times, where we do the Pledge of Allegiance, put your right hand over your heart and you say it. And I don't think a lot of you understand the Pledge of Allegiance. And because you don't understand the Pledge of Allegiance, you have actually allowed these people to divide and conquer you and to ultimately fuck you up. You have them believing that you actually believe in this, because maybe you do. Who am I to say? I don't know. That you are greater than somebody because you're lighter skinned. You're greater than somebody because you're heterosexual identifying. That you're a hotter commodity because you can bear children. This type of things. You have these people believing, and guess what? They're like, we're winning. But something that I believe that kind of resets and reverses you guys, because we always get into witchy and all that. I'm going to pull up the pledge because I know that Pledge of Allegiance by heart, but we want to go into this collectively and together. because I feel like the Pledge of Allegiance is a chant that is used to reverse any type of ideology, any type of theology, any type of brain control, any type of mind control, any type of spiritual manipulation, any type of corruption. The Pledge of Allegiance reverses that motherfucking energy and that motherfucking frequency. Can we talk about it? Because I could give y'all two motherfucking accounts if y'all need to down the line of me using the Pledge of Allegiance to get two things done that happened almost instantly as well. Okay? Very simple, you guys, as well. Very simple. Okay? You could look this up. The Pledge of Allegiance words. Okay? And of course, the right hand over the heart means something, right? So it says, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It doesn't say justice for only white people. It doesn't say justice for only native citizens. It doesn't say divisible, which means divide. It doesn't say divisible and conquerable. It says indivisible. That means we cannot be divided. We are together. We're treated as one. And they have you thinking that that's not true, but it is true. Girl, I'm telling y'all, the Pledge of Allegiance, honey, it always stirs up some type of emotion in me. Because it's like just those simple words, just that, 4 or 5 line, thing that we did every morning when we went to school. It says so much about so much. And it also gets into affirmations. It gets into energy. And then you think of the people who was not, who have not got justice. You think about the people who have been divided and conquered. You think about people who are not experiencing liberty. And yet people will be proud to say they are an American when the Pledge of Allegiance, okay, is not being taken seriously. Once again, it does not say divisible. It does not say American gays, Americans blacks, American whites. And y'all over here bantering and waving the flag as if you believe in this shit and you don't. And that is the most irritating thing. That is actually the most irritating thing. The corruption. You want to talk about corruption? That is corruption to me. That is corruption to me. Waving the American flag and treating people certain type of ways. That is infiltration to me. That is scamming to me. A lot of people are under mind control and they don't even know it. A lot of them are under mind control. A lot of them are under an illusion that, oh, I'm greater than you. I'm more of an American than you, when you're really not. Because they said, honey, one nation under God. They're saying, girl, we accept you for all that you are. Honey, especially you paying taxes, girl. And that'd be another thing too. A lot of you don't even fucking pay taxes. You don't motherfucking vote, but you feel like you have a fucking say so about what the gays, what the immigrants can motherfucking do. And that's the saddest thing of it all as well. So you're the same as those motherfucking Confederate people that be waving those flags, make America great again, and also the good shit, but you don't really care about the fucking Pledge of Allegiance, huh? And maybe a lot of you don't know how to read or write. Maybe that's what the real tea is. Maybe we have an illiteracy issue and not a compassion issue. Maybe we have an illiteracy issue and not a fucking compassion issue. Maybe people just don't know how to read or motherfucking comprehend because they so fucking drunk, so motherfucking high that they don't understand what indivisible mean, what justice for all mean, for liberty to all fucking mean, and one nation under God. Now that's the question. When, where, why, and motherfucking how. And collectively, we will be done up. And that's actually one of the prayers I always say too. I always say, God, what is good for the goose is good for the gander. If the white man think the black man should suffer, let him also suffer. Hello! If the straight man think he is more powerful and greater than the gay man and he wants to do things to gay man, let him also get what's done to the gay man done his motherfucking ass. Can we talk about it? Hello? That's what I'm about. I'm about equality and justice for all. That's what I'm about, girl. You could sit here and slap somebody up, y'all. There was a story I seen a couple of weeks ago from a guy, believe it or not. A crime was committed back in I think it was the late 80s, early 90s. I was going to do a Midnight Metro on this too, y'all, but I didn't want to because I was like, girl, But this girl went missing. She was 12 years old. Something happened to her where she went missing, and I guess they ended up finding her body. Long story short, they never solved the crime. Long story short, the man who committed the crime, son was, taken out in like 2008, I believe. This was like so many years later. He was like a young guy too. And he actually ended up confessing, y'all. And this is because I think in order to kill somebody, you have to be like a psychopath or something, girl. You're not a normal person, girl. You're a sociopath and possibly even a psychopath. But this man said in his confessional to somebody that he's hoping that what happened to the victim is not why his son was taken out. Like that wasn't his karma. And it was his motherfucking karma. And we give all praises and God, we give all praises to the Most High. It's unfortunate that the son was brought through that and that had to happen to him. But we know that you will pay for the sins and the discrepancies of your motherfucking parents. And we understand that. So sometimes the spirit have to hit you where it motherfucking hurts. And that's why going into these spiritual practitioners out there who got children, who got grandchildren, and you got over on these people, you got over on these clients, you on your motherfucking YouTube channel, you preaching a word of fucking satanic, demonic ass motherfucking energy that's not elevating your people as a fucking whole. And I say yo people, because clearly we have two different types of black people. So that's what we're going to say, yo people. You're not elevating yo people. Okay, hello? I'm not going to get into that. Girl, that's not what we're here for. It said indivisible. Okay, but clearly we have two different types. So instead of you elevating your people, but trust when I tell you, the shit that you spewing out, you will answer to that one day in this life or in the thereafter. Keep telling yourself karma ain't real. Keep telling you that you forgive it. Keep going into rituals and protection spells and think you say, because baby, you got grandchildren, you got children, and trust when I tell you, baby, when you go, the magic gotta go too. You won't be here forever, babe. And remember, it comes back to you. It all 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 come back to you. It always comes back to you. Yes, it does. Oh, honey. Honey, a lot of you are paying for the sins of your ancestors. A lot of you are paying for the shit that your people did intentionally. A lot of your ancestors were sellouts. A lot of your ancestors put other people's ancestors in motherfucking jeopardy. Had them thinking that they were there to help them. Oh, you can trust me. You can love me. And they set them up. That's why Dr. Martin Luther King ain't here now. That's why Malcolm X ain't here now. You have people like that he can trust, that they can trust, that they loved because it looked like them, and they got them together. And of course, Martin Luther King, that's something totally different because I feel like what happened to him, girl, he was, dibbing and dabbing, got it there, and they saw what he was doing, they got them together. That's my opinion about that, but we're not getting into that. Girl, he was a part of them, and they thought he was going to come out and sow some tea, and they got them together. That's why Donald Trump's so obsessed about that tea. Same thing with John F. Kennedy, You know what I mean? Like, girl, they were getting into the tea, and then they realized that, wait a minute, this is getting a little too deep. And, girl, they got, they were like, we got to get rid of them because they're about to do some shit that's going to change us and set us back. And it kind of did, but it didn't. But that's it, honey. Let me see what's up in here. If anybody's up in here. I know it's daytime, honey. Fuck the dumb shit. Come on in here, Jay. Ooh, good to hear. Thank you. Come on in here. Listen, Jay, I know allergies, baby. I'm about to pop my little sinus thing right now. Baby, I did some yard work. I had some weeds growing. I have to get that shit together. But yes, honey, what time is it? Okay, 1:00. Come on, Zayna, how you doing? Come on, Rasta. Thank you so much for the point you make in this video. Thank you so much for thanking me, Rasta. I appreciate you as always, honey. Yes, honey. Y'all, I want to tell y'all this. I got a new air purifier called the Germ Guardian. Y'all, when I tell you this motherfucker is so good, this thing is so good at relieving germs and shit, and even sinuses, allergies, pollutants, and all that. Let me put that fan on there. But yeah, y'all, love and light. I'm out of here, honey. I was supposed to be going somewhere, but they closed at fucking 12 o'clock. So I'm like, fuck! And I got on right before fucking 12 o'clock, huh? Oh well. Anyway, y'all, love and light. It was good seeing y'all, Zaina and Rasta and Jay. I'm looking for my damn I got my Oculus and shit, but what the hell? What the hell is my sinus tea at, honey? Anyway, y'all. Bye for y'all. I will be back, honey. If not tomorrow, if not tonight, tomorrow for sure. Okay. Yes, honey. Tell me why I don't know there was a Mexico American Lunar Day called. I know that's right, honey. Zaina. Yes, honey. Come on in here. Yes, honey. Zaina Bunny. Yes, honey. Where do you think they got Xena from, Jay? Where do you think they got Xena from? You know how they be taking the indigenous magic and be flipping it into their own. Makes it like they came up with some shit. Conan and shit. Tarzan and shit. They won't never tell us the real story about Tarzan, huh? That's what I'm waiting for, honey. Do they have? Do they have? Are they ever going to release the real story of Tarzan? Do y'all think they're ever going to release the real story of Tarzan? Y'all think they're really going to tell us? You think they're really going to tell us if the real story about Tarzan, y'all? Listen, let me turn this off, girl. I'm over here. Oh, 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 girl, you two trying to show me a lot of tea right now. Oh, girl. Oh, girl. Let me see. Love and light. Yes, honey. Today is a relaxed day. Ooh, honey. I wish I could say the same, honey. Mm. I wish I could say the motherfucking same. Love and yes, honey. I wish I could say motherfucking same, honey. Hold on. Let me click this. Oh, don't do it. I grew up on Xena. Right, honey. Yes, Xena the Warrior Princess. Yeah, we love the Xena Warrior Princess, honey. She was played by Lauren Lawless. Now, that's a beautiful woman, too, y'all. If I have to think about the androgynous, sexy women, um, and we're not going to divide them up. I would say the Katie Alberts. I would say she's not really that big, but she's been in a couple of movies. Katie Albert. I would say, Megan Good. I would say Laura, what's her name? Lawless. I know her last name is Lawless. Going into the lady who played Wonder Woman, we're going to say Angelina Jolie. Of course, we get into like Jennifer Aniston and shit, but anyway, I guess everybody got their own look in a certain way. I don't know. I guess, honey. Now she looked good for her age up to a certain point. Now Miss Thing is giving. Now she giving forever Rob, honey. Let me change my clothes too, honey. But yes, honey. Uh, were the original Canary Islands redheads? I was looking at them and it said they were close to Berbers, but what I got from OG Canarians was light skinned people, black people with locks. I don't know. Of course. And of course, I want to say this. Every wild individual had dreadlocks. And let me tell you what's actually crazy. No, fuck that. We're not going to get into that because I'll be here for hours. So, yes, of course, these people are natural dreaded. Just like, the people of the Caucasus Mountain was naturally dreaded and braided. Yeah, all indigenous people before, combs and shit was invented and all the good shit, honey, they just will let their hair grow out. It will start twisting up and dreading up. What we call tangled, right? And then eventually the tangled turn into dreadlocks, and there you go. Now, of course, people say, I don't call it dreadlocks because that's what white men call it, and that's a racial whatever. Well, I mean, I would think that dreadlocks is just unkept, twisted locks. That's what I would think. That dreadlocks would be untamed hair because we got pretty, twists or locks that go on now. We got pretty ones where it looks real good and it looks real clean. Then you got ones like the Nature Boy shit where it looked like it stunk and smelt like motherfucking ass and fucking belly button. Okay, sweaty ass and a belly button, girl. Hello. Okay. Come on, Katie Aubrey. Yes, we love her, honey. That's one person I would like to meet too. The two, well, let me not go into the other one. But I want to meet Katie Albert one day. I hope to meet her one day. I would love to meet Katie Albert. She got a song too. Why you got the balls in the chain? Why you got the balls in the thing? You just want it all. You just want to walk. I remember doing MySpace. I followed her, y'all, and I just felt so. I just felt like I would watch all her pictures. She's like the black version of Angelina Jolie. If y'all don't know who Katie Albert is, she's like the black version of Angelina Jolie. No lie. Like her and Angelina Jolie has to be related somehow. And she's from New Orleans, honey. So girl, she's French. She's Creole. So she definitely might be related to Miss Thing, honey, Miss Angelina. Yes, girl, she might be related to her, but she gives me the black version of her. We're going to say the tan version of her because I hate using the word black and white. Woo! I hate those words because nobody is looking white. Nobody is really fucking. Girl, powder is white. I think albinos are fucking white. I've seen albinos look like that. And then black too. Like black is like fucking black girl oil. I've never seen nobody that dark. Okay, I've seen purple. I've seen them. They look, they were like reddish undertone, green undertone, purple undertone, blue under. Yeah, I've never seen like black people. Like you put a black marker on them, you can't see that mark. I've never seen that. Because there was a girl that was allegedly the darkest shade. She put on black lipstick, and the black lipstick looked darker than her still. So I don't want to use the word black or white. Okay, I kind of got that when it comes to people. I use, I don't use that in my vernacular. That's not in my vocabulary. That's not in my tongue. That's not in my dialect. But yeah, we love some Katie Albert. Lucy Lawless. There you go. Lucy Lawless. Lucy, not Lauren Lawless. The hell, I'm thinking about Lauren Foster. Lucy Lawless. Yes, honey. Let me tell you guys something too. Y'all want me to say something? Maybe we'll do a little video about this. Is Bad Baby or Bobby, whatever the fuck you're Baba, because that's not BHABIE, bitch, that's not baby. And BHAD ain't bad neither. Bahabi, yeah, we're gonna call a spade a spade. Bahabi. I feel like that was a girl that was actually, sexually abused and trafficked as a young girl. And I think even when she became famous too, she had all these older men, Middle Eastern, Caucasian, Jewish men that was around her. And it was just kind of like, girl, like, where's the woman at? This is a girl. Where's the woman at, girl? She needs a woman manager. She needs a woman assistant. Like, girl, all these grown men trying to lust over her shit, girl. We know what was going on. Y'all seen those videos back then when mom was like 16 years old and shit. Girl, bye. So I'm like, why people really don't be, why do people act like they be outraged when they're not really outraged? Like, people are more concerned about two grown-ass men fucking than they are about a little girl being touched on by grown-ass men. And let alone a grown-ass little boy being touched on by a grown-ass woman, because there's also women pedophiles out there. So it's like, why are we so obsessed about other adults or what other adults are doing and not looking at what's going on around us? Cause bitch, if something look right, when something don't look right, something don't look right. You know how many times I was like, girl, should I call the police? Seeing a way that men were acting with their daughters in public, like, wait a minute, this something is a little off with this. Should I call the popos? Should I say, hello, 911, what's your emergency? Well, I don't know this emergency now, but I'm actually calling out because I'm seeing a man right here. He's kind of acting kind of, pedophilic with his children. And it just, something seems off with the little situation. The fuck? But y'all looking for the gays though, huh? Y'all trying to make it illegal for a man to fucking dress like a woman, huh? As if that's your fucking business. The fuck? Anyway, let me go. I'll be here for hours and hours and hours. Bad Bahabi. Woe Vicky and are two people whose energies are being trifled within that industry. Woe Vicky is hardcore Christian, but it's still associated with demonic industry. Make it make sense. Well, I also think that Woe Vicky is faking the funk and faking what the fuck she got going on. Mind you, this was a white woman who pretended that she was black. Even her own family was like, where you get your blackness from, though? So mind you, this was a person who took on, and that's why I be thinking, y'all, it'd be demonic as fuck, and I don't care what nobody say. This is my opinion, and I'm gonna leave y'all with this. We're convinced that God is not in the church. We're convinced that the Most High, that the Bible, God, the one that they're claiming is coming back for rapture, is not in the current churches. We're convinced about that. We're convinced. The fact that Donald Trump would take his ass to a leader of the church and do and say what he fuck he oh girl. And y'all talk about God is in y'all and God is not giving y'all the spirit of discernment. Let me get into this before I lose what I was gonna say. Hold on. Yeah, this phone was off, so gross. Everything's loading up, y'all. Okay. Fuck the dumb shit, bro. Okay. Well, let's get into it. Let's get into it. First, I'm actually going to. I thought I had the Bible Gate version on that phone, but I guess I didn't, so it got to be on this one. That's why I turned that phone on. So we're actually going to pull up, and we love the book of Matthew, y'all, because the book of Matthew talks about how you're able to manifest. If you want to manifest, read the book of Matthew. So, if you want to manifest physically and obtain what is for you in this world, you want to study and read the book of Matthew. If you want to study and gain yourself spiritually, if you want to be freed spiritually, if you want to be shifted spiritually, you're going to read and study the book of Isaiah. Can we talk about it? See, a lot of people ain't ready for that because the book of Isaiah prepares you and talks about the spirit realm. It talks about no weapon formed against me shall prosper. We're talking about the spiritual sense. Oh, hallelujah. Come on in here. See, y'all not ready for that. Y'all not ready for this type of teaching. That's why I think I just really be like doing what I do and do what I do and do what I do, what I do, what I do. Because I feel like people ain't ready for that type of teaching. They want to be lied to. They want to be swindled. They want to be motherfucking told, give false hopes and dreams too. Yeah, girl, you going to light that candle and you going to get that man back. The fuck out of here, girl. That man don't want your ass, girl. You're not going to get him back. The fuck? And you know that. Honey, he call you out your name. He talk about your mama. He said he wish he never met you. Are you ready? We're going to break this down two ways, y'all, because this is some deep shit right here. And this is how you know these people are demonic. This is how you know the Angela Whites. This is how you know the Krishan. whatever. This is how you know the Wold Vickies are all scammers, fraudulents, and they're not of the God. They're not of the Most High. They're not of Christ. Okay, Christ Jesus. They're not of that. They're not of the light. They're of the dark, and you can see it in them. They look beautiful on the outside, but the inside is fucked up. Girl, the pieces cannot be put back together. Hello? And is it me, or do Krishan kind of looks like Tokyo Tony? Krishan from Blueface Baby Mama looks like Tokyo Tony. Don't listen. That just popped up in my head right now. Don't judge me. Ow! I said what I said. Okay, King James, King James, King James, King James. Where's it at? They fucking playing with me. Y'all, are you kidding me? Okay, there we go. They don't want me to read this Bible to y'all. They don't want me to read the Bible to y'all. So we're going to go into Matthew 6, verse 1 through 6. I need y'all to grab y'all Bibles out if you read your Bibles. If you do any type of hoodoo, voodoo, or doo-doo, you should have a Bible. Hello? Hello? Ow. Hello? Let's talk about it. So don't be like, I'm not a Christian, I don't own a Bible. Go online and pull it up. So Matthew 6, verse 1 through 6 speaks about how you can clock a real godly person from a fake godly person. Just like how you can clock a wealthy person from a fake wealthy, is that real wealthy don't show off their money and fake wealthy do. Fake wealthy have to talk about how they got the house, the cars, the jewels, the this, the that, and they don't fucking back taxes. When a real wealthy girl, they be humble, they shop at Target, they get their clothes from Walmart, they probably wear the same clothes over and over and over and over again because they know their clothes don't have no value. They ready to put their money in a savings for when they retire, they good. You know, that type of shit. See, this is how you call us, you call a spade out. And so it says that be careful. It says be careful not to practice your righteousness in front of others to be seen by them. If you do, you will have no reward from your Father in heaven. This also goes into you out here telling people that they need to come to God, come to the Lord. The Lord is going to bless you. The Lord is going to bless you. The Lord is going to bless you. The Lord is going to bless you in the spirit, the spirit, the spirit, the spirit, the blood, the blood, the blood. This is also that shit too, where I'm like, girl, you are lacking something in your spirit, and that's why you're trying to convince me to be like you. Let me believe in what I believe in, because, girl, the fact that you think that everybody's going to heaven is a fucking gag. And that'd be the gag too. Everybody not going to heaven, so why are you wasting your time worrying about me not going? Hello? If you really think I'm not going, see what it is, I am going. You are afraid that I might be going and you may not be going. That's what you should really be concerned with. You should really be praying over that. You should really be saying, God, I'm not going to turn these people over to you because I want to make sure that I get into heaven. That's what because see, that's what I'm concerned with. Because said it's only going to be 144K. I want to make sure I'm in the number. So, baby, I don't give a fuck what you got to do. If you want to end your life now and you want to do dumb shit and end your life by doing dumb shit, by doing dumb shit and not living a fulfilled life, girl, that's your business, not mine. But it also says, so when you give to the needy, do not announce it with trumpets. You got all these hoes out here talking about how, and see, you wonder why the money is fucked up. You wonder why the spirit of God ain't blessing them, because they out here, I donated food. There was somebody I was following years ago. This motherfucker was giving to the homeless, had a video camera. Yo, what's up? This your boy, blah, 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 blah. And I told him flat out, baby, we can't be friends. Why? First of all, you're out here denouncing to the world or announcing to the world that you out here feeding the homeless. Girl, feed the homeless in secret. You got to tell people what you're doing. That looks crazy as fuck. It doesn't make me want to support you because you're giving to the homeless when I know you owe child support. Then the motherfucker's like, well, I tried to give you the benefit of the doubt and I tried to be nice to you even though I know you were trans. What does that mean? Because, bitch, you hit me up. I didn't hit you up. What do you mean you were trying to be nice to me as if I needed you to be nice to me, bitch? You lost your fucking mind. So I told him nicely, politely, and whitely, I wish you the best of your life, sir. You want to announce to the world that you donate to people? Continue to do that, bitch, and watch the Lord take it away. And I kid y'all not, girl, he failed. Then, of course, daddy tried to hit me up a couple of years later and say, did you put some work on me? The fuck I look like putting some work on you, girl. I'm not going to put some work on my motherfucking self. The fuck out of here, bitch. You dumb and you dumb and you dumb. The Bible says, so when you give to the needy, do not announce it with trumpets as the hypocrites do it in the synagogues and on the streets to be honored by others. You are a false prophet. You are a false teacher. You are a false leader. You do not You do not have the Holy Spirit in you. This is why you're doing that. You want people to see you with respect versus letting your actions be respectful. Bitch, I want you to see me for how I treated you. I don't need to come out and talk about my donation, what I've done for society. That's why I love when people donate to me and they don't bring it up. I love when people are out here donating anonymously. I told y'all years ago, somebody sent me money randomly. It was an unknown account. I even reached out to PayPal to be like, is this a ghost or something? Y'all, it kind of freaked me out for a minute because someone sent me a large donation through PayPal, and I was like, wait a minute, excuse me, what's going on here? And I'm like, this don't look right. So I'm looking up the email, girl. The email was not even a real email. I was like, girl, wait a minute. Let me reach out to PayPal because, girl, people be, we're not doing this. And, girl, they were like, it was sent. You know, we can't give out information it was sent by, but it was sent. I'm like, see, that's what I'm talking about. And they never came on my channel and said, by the way, I sent you a donation. See, so it's like, girl, this is why this is why God blesses you because you give without expecting any type of response. Oh, come on in here, Spirit. You give because you give because you feel like it's something on your soul telling you to give. You don't give because you want people to say, oh, come on in here. You are very nice. Then that's nice for you to donate. Anyway, so it says, truly I tell you, they have received their reward in full. See, this is karmatic teachings here. Oh, come on in here. See, with the Bible, this is double talk, right? The Bible is saying that if you do good for others, whether they appreciate it or not, that your reward will be received in full. The Bible says that God sees all things. And if you don't believe in the Bible like that, well, the universe sees what you got going on. And the universe is saying, well, this person needs help day to day. See, this is what people forget about. You need help every motherfucking day. And then you be trying to play in people's faces to be like, well, I need help now. What can I do to get this money quickly? Then you scam them. And then the spirit said, I shall take it away. Because you don't know what you might need tomorrow. This is why you don't bite the hands that feed y'all. That's why I say I build bridges, I don't destroy them. Unless, of course, you're trying to cipher from me, bitch, then you gotta go. But either way, it says right here, but when you give to the needy, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your giving may be in secret. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. See what it's talking about? It's a double talk. It said that if you give and you announce that you're giving, you will get paid in return fully because now you're giving to expect something back in return. That's how a lot of people say I give to the homeless because God is going to give back to me. Girl, bye. I stopped doing that bullshit because that shit don't work. Hello? See, this is what people got to understand. Everything is about an ebb and flow. Everything is about moving and manifesting. Now, of course, I'm talking about true tea and what I really know. Somebody who's using their money to invest in their business that's setting down a foundation for something empowering, or somebody who uses their money to invest in themselves to be of availability to people who need them, who could be of good service to people. When you sow into them or you donate to them or you give to them effortlessly, because that energy is moving for the elevation of Christ consciousness or collective consciousness, you are going to be blessed every which way that money go. So you donated $5, $50, $10,000, of course, whatever you donate. The higher you donate, of course, the more comes back because now that $10,000 have been split it up in multiple ways. And it's just like when you put your money in a bank, it collects interest. And now the interest, the 10,000 turns into 100,000 within 10 years and so forth and so forth. So you are actually setting yourself up. The same thing goes when you're fucking with people. The same thing goes when you're doing fuck the best thing to good people and you do fuck this thing to innocent people. The shit come back and bite you. It looks cute now, but baby, it's interest that's building up. And when the interest builds up and you have to pay out or pay taxes on that motherfucking interest, there was no good built up into you when you were taken from them. So now the taxes owed is greater than what you actually have. Now you're not going to pay those taxes. And guess what? They come to get your ass and they locking your ass up. And that's in the spiritual world as well. See, hello. See, people don't like this type of teaching. We're going to give it to you right. We're going to give it to you right. Okay? Hello. Because we can read and we can comprehend. Hello. It's all about reading and comprehension. A lot of people don't have that. And that's what I'm starting to see now. That's why the world's so fucked up now. But it says right here, and when you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and on the street corners to be seen by others. Oh, come on in here. Come on in here, Spirit. They want to be praying out. Let me say a prayer for y'all. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, God, we pray right now that you touch these people. The fuck out of here, girl. The fuck out of here. The spirit is not in you. Pray in secret, honey. I pray for my people every day. Pray in secret. Because the devil's in the motherfucking detail anyway, and he's looking at what you praying for, and he gonna make sure that you don't get what you praying for come to true when you start talking about the shit you praying for. Bitch, it's not your business what I'm doing. I know people that be giving rundown on their rituals too. Today I did a work on money. Yesterday I did a work on money rituals. That's why the money's coming through. Girl, keep that shit to yourself. This is why the shit comes through, then it gets fucked up. Girl, pray in secrecy, honey. And it says, truly I tell you, they have received their reward in full. But when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is unseen. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. Now, this is talking about the subconscious mind and the conscious mind, by the way. See, let's get outside of the religious perspective. See, we're thinking God is God and people are people, but in the spiritual sense, the unseen is the subconscious mind. And so whatever you put into it shall be returned back to thee. Come on, let's talk about it. So the subconscious mind is being fed all the time. And so when you're in secret, which means closing your mouth and using your inside voices, that means not saying shit. Girl, back in the day I told you I got in trouble. They said, please use your inside voices. I don't know why I thought inside voices mean the inside of your head. Maybe because I was always in my head. But I'm sitting here talking, but I'm talking to myself. And then the teacher's like, hey, I said inside voices. Now you're not talking. Are you okay? And I'm like, you said inside voices. I am using my inside voice. And I felt so stupid at the time. But looking back, I'm like, no, that is your inside voice. Bitch, I'm talking. You're not hearing me. That's inside voice. What you mean inside voice? You mean low tone voice? I mean, girl, if we're going to call a spade, you mean talk lower? Lower your voices, you guys. Speak as if someone is right next to you. Right. Inside voice, I'm thinking inside my head. So I'm going on and going on. But anyway, that's how we do. We use our inside voices to pray for what we want, and we don't tell people what we pray for. And then when it comes into pass, maybe you talk about it. Even then, I don't talk about it. When the Spirit blesses me, something, I just keep pushing. I say, oh, God is good. Some people try to say, well, you must have been praying a lot. I could tell. Bitch, mind your business. Mind your business. What the fuck I've been praying for? Mind it, girl. It's not your business what I've been praying for. Thank you. But it said, then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. And when you pray, do not keep on babbling like pagans. So they said when you praying, don't get into stupid shit. Don't start saying, oh God, I also want to say thank you for this. And God, the other day I was walking down the road. See, that's demonic too. That's demonic as well. I remember we used to go to people's houses and shit. And rest in peace, my mom's uncle, who's a pastor. Told y'all that's some of my family, pastors, a pastorian, and all the good shit, girl. That's why I said I know I was meant to be a minister and a reverend, which that's why I went to school, went to seminary school, and now I'm I'm a reverend technically, doctor. Hello, I'm technically a doctor in the spirit. But you see how we don't throw around titles like that because it's not really important if the work ain't being done. See how we don't throw around titles about I'm a reverend. I've been a reverend since 2005 on December the 21st. See, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that because at the end of the day, and technically I was in training in 2005. I was still, a teenager, but I actually went to and got my shit about 2010, before I even got up on the YouTube, started doing spiritual stuff, by the way, 2010. And I actually got my everything together 2011. So December the 21st, 2011, I have been a minister. Okay. Hello. Okay. A woman of the cloth. Hello. So bitch, we're not just talking to talk, bitch. And if you need that tea, we can give it up. We can send it on over. But they start babbling and shit. We would go to their house and they'd be like, let's pray with the food. Bow your heads. First off, bitch, I'm not bowing my head. The power of the Lord is in my hands. It's in my feet and it comes through my head. I don't got to bow though. See, we bow in heads and we connect in heads because you're weak and you trying to pull my energy out of me. See, Pastor, I know what you're doing. So, bitch, I wouldn't bow my heads. I would raise my hand. They'd be like, hold hands. I'm taking my left hand and I'm holding my left hand. I'm taking my right hand. I'm raising up and my head ain't going down. And I remember I had an auntie that hit me on the back of my head and she got read the fuck down. She hit me on the back of my head because I don't want to bow my head. She said, bow your head. And I said, the fuck? Excuse me? The hell? And I went off on her. And of course, my mom was like, you don't be cussing. I said, but she hit me on the back of my head because I don't want to bow it. And my mom was like, really? Ooh. And girl, she went off. So anyway, but girl, they decide, God, we want to thank you for this food today. It's such a wonderful day that we have this food. And God, we also want to say thank you so much for blessing Sister Carol on her new car and her man. And we hope that you also keep her children in prayer because we know the daughter, she's a prostitute and the son's a drug dealer. And then we also thank you, God, for the donation that we received today. It was a large donation and it was so grateful to have the donation, God, because we want to take the seed and we want to bless the kids and we want to get a new park and we want to clean up the south side of Stockton and we want to invest back into the schools, God. And you know what the plans is, God. Oh, we thank you so much. And God, we also want to thank you for last Sunday when Sister Jenkins came in the church and she brought us that good old sweet potato pie. Oh, God, see, you're babbling like a pagan girl. And I even think the word pagan is kind of misused and shit nowadays too. Everybody think they're pagan when they're really not. We're not going to get into that though. You think you're a pagan, that's your business. Okay. But anyway, babbling like a pagan, going into endless talks that mean shit is what they're talking about right here. And it said, for they think they will be heard because of their many words. Do not be like them, for your Father knows what you need before you ask him. This then is how you should pray. And it also teaches you how to pray in secrecy right here. It teaches you how to pray in secrecy. See, a lot of you out here showing it off like you got it, but we know that the soul and the spirit is empty. Well, Vicky has an empty soul. We know that her body is empty and that it's occupied by many demonic motherfucking energies. Going in, that's why the bitch look like she be on drugs shit. And I know the bitch shit on drugs. Y'all see the bitch be look like shit or some type of handler situation, girl. She be doing shit and she be zoned out and shit, girl, like Miss Mariah Carey's doing right now, which we won't get into that neither. Miss Mariah is another girl that's getting fucked by the spirit right now. But anyway, whoa, Vicky, the Christians. I became a Christian and I believe in God, the Angela Whites and shit. The fuck out of here, girl. The demons are on you. They've been up on you. You marked your soul up when you got the tattoo. Girl, you can't get out of that, girl. God bless y'all, though. God bless y'all, because if you really want to be godly, you're going to denounce being a celebrity. You're going to denounce being in the chaotic, demonic world of the industry. You're going to become a normal person. You're going to hide away like a lot of people do, because they be thinking these people like Dennis Rodman and stuff is dead and gone. That these people are no, these people don't want to be a part of the fucking industry, girl. So they doing what they do best and stay in prayer and stay in secrecy. So you don't got to come out and denounce to the world that you're a Christian. What the fuck that's going to do for you, girl? You here to please the Lord, not please people. And that's like you saying, I don't have to denounce anything to you, girl, if you're not putting in on me. You're not investing anything on me, girl. I'm going to talk about what I'm doing with my money. Bitch, you're not doing anything for me. I don't got to go into my life like that, girl. That's called being monitored. That's called being nosy. And as I was telling my friend yesterday, when people like call your phone and be trying to get a rundown on what you got going on, girl, they're trying to monitor you and block your shit. You don't need to know what I'm discussing. You don't need to know what I'm telling my creditors. You don't need to know what I'm talking about with my landlord. You don't need to know what I do. Girl, when you pay your car now, why are you paying it? Are you going to send me the money to pay my car now? Why you want to know that? Girl, what? Girl, what happened? What you looking for? Why? You can't help me find it. Why you want to know what I'm looking for, girl? None of your fucking business what I'm looking for. You can't help me find it, hun. That's the monitoring spirit. Girl, I have a business account, family want to be on a business account, but you're not buying products. So why you want to follow my business account? Because you want to be nosy. That's why. You want to be nosy to see what I got going on. You're monitoring me. No, ma'am. So this is why we pray in secret. We do things in secret. We don't talk about our shit. If a hoe think you a hoe, let them think you're a hoe. They think you broke, let them think you broke. They think you're this, let them that. Girl, you don't got to show it off and shit. Look at the brooms and shit, girl. Showing off these mansions, houses. Look at all these people, girl. Oh, I got a $30,000 purse, which was gifted or stolen, one or the other, not my business. Or you were a prostitute and they gave you the money to get it because we know y'all like older perverted ass Hollywood men. We know the tea, but act like they worked hard for this money. Now they're showing you the mansion. Y'all, this is my chateau and all that. Why do we care? Are you gonna let us sleep over there? Why do we give a fuck if you got an Audi, a BMW, a Lexus, a Cybertruck, and make $20K a day? Are you gonna donate some of the money over here? Because I don't give a fuck what you got going on over there. I don't care what you're doing with your money. If you ain't giving it over here, I don't care. If you're not a sponsor over here, I don't care what you got going on with your money, honey. That's not my business. Pray in secret. Keep that shit a secret, babe. And I've been out there too. A lot of you people be out here shutting it. What they say? The motherfucker out here stunting and shit and they get arrested. The fraud, the PPP loan people, girl, they getting PPP loans, going on lavish trips and shit, going on IG, showing off they got money, getting their gold bracelets and shit. Girls showing it off and shit, and then they get caught. Come to find out, girls, PPP loan money. That's what happens. You look at another bitch, she look homeless as fuck. You find out she's a millionaire. You're like, what? You mean somebody working at Walmart or shit, even McDonald's. There's a lady working at McDonald's, girl. Sitting here acting like she was struggling shit. I'm here to feed my kids. My kids are hungry. Everybody felt so sad for her. They were like, oh, poor thing, poor thing, poor thing. What ended up happening was mama was like, I gotta go because my daughter's going off to college. And I, oh, she worked hard to pay for her kids to go to college. Yay, 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 yay. Well, guess what? Somebody got a little nosy and they found out that this lady had millions upon millions of dollars. And of course, the money that she was working for, she was using to do certain things with. But the money that she used to pay for her kids to go to school was the money that she worked so hard to motherfucking save because she was about building generational wealth. Very similar to the homeless man up there in Northern California who was collecting cans. People were donating money to him, thinking he was homeless. He had holes in his shoes and shit. The motherfucker died from Oakland. If you're in the Bay, you know who I'm talking about. He died from Oakland, and when he died, he had like 2 point something million dollars that he had that they were fighting over to split up amongst his kids. And they were like, wait a minute. Of course, people wanted their money back. The ones who donated money was like, wait a minute, he became a million off of my money. So I'm like, that's how that go. You keep that shit a quiet, a little hush hush secret. You don't never let the left hand know what the right hand is doing. That's why I said I'm so appreciative of the love and support I get from people because you don't have to do it. And I also love that people be donating and stuff. And that's why I be kind of being humble too when people donate. Where I'm like, I need to stop saying people's name because maybe they don't want that type of light. Maybe they're doing it for themselves. They're doing it to help you because, of course, all things count. We do products and we accept donations and shit, girl. Hello, yes, but they also might be doing it for them so that they set up. Because, bitch, I don't use my money for nothing else but building up myself and preparing for what I got going on in the future. That's what we do. But we don't burn our shit on drugs. We don't do stupid ass shit with our money. We don't blow it on dumb shit. And that's what it comes down to. So if it's being invested, you sowed the seed, and now where that money goes, you now benefit off of this well in the spirit. See, this is why we don't talk about what we did. Honey, I didn't have my I didn't plug my tablet in. That is my cue to go though, for real. But we have to learn how to move with morality. I was thinking about something y'all very um quickly the other day, and I don't know how I would go about doing this. Come on here, Grand Madam. Who you doing? I was thinking about it earlier. I was like, I should. Well, this is like on and off for the past 2 years, y'all. I was like, I would like to come out with my own secret society. Like, I don't talk about who I talk to. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't give out shit. I'm like, yo, my friend. I don't be like, y'all put people that I hang out with on camera. Oh, hey, this is my friend Bobby. So I'm like, I think I would be a good leader when it comes to a secret society. And when I say secret, I mean ultimately secret. Like, bitch, you will never know anything about anyone. Like, you will never see who, what, when, why, and how. You would just be like, okay, you won't know if these people are fans or not, or like, girl, that type of tea. Like, I was thinking about that. I'm like, that would be kind of cute. How would I come out with my own secret society of excellent individuals helping to propel others to also be excellent and successful, whether it's gay excellence, black excellence, Latino excellence, indigenous excellence, whatever, regardless, woman excellence, whatever, because we're for all people. We're for the people of spiritual knowledge. That's it. That'll be the only exception. If you don't got no type of spiritual tea, no type of spiritual morality, no truth, you don't know anything about the tree of life or nothing like the tree of light. You don't know that the sun is actually a middle golden tree type of tea. If you know what I mean, catch it if you can. If you can't catch it, let it keep flying, honey. Let it keep growing. Let it keep sowing. Hello. But there you go. Like, this is what it comes down to, you know. And I thought about that. I'm like, praying in secret, moving in secret. That's what we're about, girl. Come on, Grand Madam. Yes, honey. The structure of the face could be similar. I could see that. Yes. Very much so. I also see the mouth area being very similar. The skin tones is not, and I also see around the eyes too. Like, put their face side by side. Look at Krishan and that. What it gives me, Krishan would be like um Tokyo Tony daughter if she had a baby by a white man. That'd be like her biracial daughter. Girl, bye. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Ooh, girl, I know that's right, honey. Inside voices. Yes, you remember that? You remember that, Grand Madam? They were like, use your inside voice. And I'm like, okay. So I'm just like talking and just looking like I'm talking, but I'm like stuck. I guess I was dazed off. And the teacher was like, are you okay? You're not talking. I didn't say be quiet. And it's like, I'm using my inside voice. And they're like, no, inside voice. Oh shit, never mind. And I'm like, I felt stupid because I was like, oh shit, this bitch thinking I'm special needs or something, huh? So I was like, damn. But now, like I said, looking back, I'm like, no, I was using my inside voice, honey. The correct, if you really want to talk about English and speaking correctly, it would have been, please lower your tones and please, you don't have to yell. The people that you're talking to are right next to you. There you go. Don't try to short it up and say inside voices because I'm thinking really inside of my head voice. I'm thinking really communicate with the inside of me. Okay? But there you go. Love and light, you guys. I'm out of here, girl. Y'all. Love and light, y'all. Be good to yourself and each other. Bye for now. We'll be talking again soon, okay? Bye, y'all. Love and light, love and light, love and light.